Professional women don't know how to be girls. That's just the net of it. Professional women today are losing with high value men because you're like men. I say you ladies talk, and let me help you, ma'am.
Yeah.
You're not the kind of woman a man sponsors. Buy a dog and die alone. This is why we are seeing so many women in their 20s and 30s going out to get dogs or cats because they won't reject them. Everything else in your advanced degrees in your career and what has happened is your relationship muscles, the skills are rusty as French toast. It burns. Let's cleanse the environment of ratchet. First, we cleanse the environment of ratchet with sage. Num num yurange ochoyo. Num num yurange ochoyo. Professional women don't know how to be girls. That's just a
tripping. What you said? Man, that's a female.
I'm just saying, it's your age. All women. Man, 27 time to sell. Over 30, 50% off. 35 clearance. 40 outlet. 50 Goodwill.
People don't even want to engage with black women because that attitude is very rough.
I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired on my own.
All these German shepherds. They turn their head to the side and act like they don't smell it.
Do 1 2. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Say something in the live chat if you are here. We're gonna get right into it. My gladiator's on vacation. I'm trying to, squeeze a show in real quick. Make sure you niggas hit the Cash App and the Super Chat and all that other stuff, holiday style. But more important than all that, sisters be lying. It's what they're born to do. All the men know it already, but we still try to give them credit for not being liars. But they can't help it.
Favor of all along, and let's let the victims get justice and let us get to the work of Congress. We've been on over a 70-day paid time off. Democrats have been doing town halls.
Hold on.
Caucus, not only for voting with me, but for Democrats, the Democratic caucus, not only let's let the victims get their justice and let us get to the work of Congress. We've been on over a 70-day paid time off. Democrats have been doing town halls, coming back to Congress. Republicans have been nowhere in sight. And the people of this country are in need of our support and of the work that needs to be done.
Ma'am, they're asking you about Jeffrey Epstein. What are you talking about? Sisters be lying.
You know that Epstein had property in the Virgin Islands, right?
Yes.
What was your relationship with Epstein?
So Jeffrey Epstein was a constituent. He was a resident of the Virgin Islands, lived there, I guess, more than half of the year because he was registered there. I had received donations from him. After the last investigation came out, which was after this texting, I gave any donations that I had previously received from him to women's organizations and did not have any contact with him.
There we go, guys. Sisters be lying. But you know how it is. They say, yo, donate a little bit of money to some women's organizations so you look like you ain't a liar. The reason why I'm playing this video is to just show you how when you see sisters lying, they all look and sound the same. So let this be the template because you would think this is some esteemed person.
But like many constituents, individuals get your phone number, they text you about issues, they speak with you. I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
Right, but on that day that we're talking about, you initiated the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning.
On that day, you initiated the text with Jeffrey Epstein. So let's see sisters lie.
Why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender then.
Sure. I explain to people I've been a prosecutor for many years, and there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends that you use to get information to get at the truth.
I'm a prosecutor, so I use Jeffrey Epstein as a snitch to snitch on other people. All right? So I guess the follow-up question would be, well, who was he telling on?
This was 7 years ago, and people need to understand this was a huge hearing that was taking place with Michael Cohen finally coming forward to talk about monies that he had with the hush money, potential hush money that had been paid to Stormy Daniels to keep her quiet about the allegations.
Stormy Daniels, Michael Cohen. Ma'am, why did you text Jeffrey Epstein?
Against Trump. We were entering a hearing. Lots of people were texting me. Lots of people were giving me information. And I find it really interesting and almost rich that the Washington Post took 30 seconds, one set of question line that I did, and say that Epstein was directing me as to what to question Michael Cohen.
All right. Now pay attention. Sisters be lying. So when they lie, after they lie, right, they turn it to an attack. Now she's in attack mode. I find it very peculiar that the Washington Post took just a simple, because my congressional whatever it was more than about Epstein. But man, we only care about the part when you was talking to Epstein. So just pay attention to sisters be lying.
I have 5 minutes of questioning. I had a lot of questions, 20 years of experience that I had at the time, along with other information I was getting from many sources about issues that should have been raised. And I also want to say that the issues that I raised in that hearing related to individuals who were closest to the president and who could know about money has never been looked into.
Right, and we have the full transcript right here. But, no doubt you have an impressive resume, right? You're a former federal prosecutor. You were an impeachment manager.
Like I said, this is an esteemed person, impressive resume. You're looking at this person professionally lie.
But yes or no, if Epstein had not brought up Rona to you in that text, would you have asked Michael Cohen about her independently?
Probably not. I asked about 3 other individuals as well. Everyone knew, other people knew that this woman had been the president's assistant. I talked about other individuals who were also close to him that other people had given me information about, that I'd found other information about. And there were other issues that I talked with him about as well, Michael Cohen, that I brought up during that time. Right. So as a prosecutor, as an investigator, you glean information, get information where you can. Some of it is relevant, some of it is not, and you put it all together and you ask the questions.
And I understand you're saying, look, he was a constituent, right? And whether or not they're good or bad, you're just trying to get information to get to the truth. But at this time, this was happening after he had already pleaded guilty to state prostitution charges. And then there was that Miami Herald.
You was talking to him after he had pled guilty to prostitution charges.
Article that came out in 2018 sure. detailing how widespread the sexual abuse was, interviewing 80 women who said that he sexually abused her. So, abused them, I should say. So I'm wondering, as you look back, do you think that it was an error in judgment to be communicating with him at all? Do you have any regrets?
Well, listen. I think Jeffrey Epstein is a reprehensible person, absolutely disgusting. I lived in a house during childhood with a mother who had been sexually abused by her.
Here we go. Throwing it everywhere else. But I wanted you to see professional lying, because we're going to go to the regular level after this.
Her dad. And I know the effect that had on her, as well as us as her family. And so I understand what the victims are going through, and I want them to get their their justice, their peace out of this. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth.
There we go. That's lying. Let's move on. This is all about lying, man.
We got to make a certain amount of money?
Where I prefer you to, if you where I am, I make like over 80K. So if you over 80K and above, that's fine. I feel like that's fair.
Okay. So if you made 60, it's a no?
It's a no.
Okay. And I'm assuming you date men that make 80K or more. So what's going on with?
Here we go. First lie. Now, once you start lying one time, you're going to keep lying. So what does that mean? Sisters be lying. Let's go.
It's a no.
Okay. And I'm assuming you date men that make 80K or more. So what's going on with them?
Honestly, I haven't really been out dating like that since I've been single since 2019.
I've been single since 2019. Now we just got to keep lying. So the men just been getting your box since 2019. Nobody claimed you. This is the lies.
So like a lot of the time I spent with getting myself together. I wasn't really ready to date. I didn't want to be another hurtful person causing harm to another person. So I just took the time to work on me and get me in a better healthy space.
Now, what did we just see before this? Ma'am, you shouldn't be doing or you shouldn't be where you are. Yeah, I know that, but I got to do, the Washington Post. I got to make sure things are in a healthy space. Just going to keep lying and lying.
Another hurtful person causing harm to another person. So I just took the time to work on me and get me in a better healthy space.
That's fair.
So I'm really
No, that's fair. And I think that's wise. If you know you're not ready to date, don't date. But I asked you if you normally date men that make 80K. You said yes.
I have. Yes, I have.
So what were they datings? Were they relationship? What was the circumstance? I'm just curious.
It was dating. It kind of like ended because they was like ready to go to the next level and I wasn't ready.
Nothing but lies. Here we go. Have you made love? Have you did anything with a man with 80K?
It was dating. It kind of like ended because they was like ready to go to the next level and I wasn't ready. Like,
okay, so they had the income requirement, but you weren't ready to go to the next level with them.
Right. As far as like being intimate, I wasn't there.
Well, I get that, but were they pursuing a relationship or they just want to have sex?
I want to say they were just trying to have sex.
More lies. Ma'am, have you ever made love to an 80K man? Let's get all this out the way. And she'll lie about that too. So we're in a web of lies.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's go. Okay, I got to ask clear questions when I talk. So has there been a man yet that has pursued you that made 80K that wanted the relationship?
Yes.
Okay, and that guy, what happened with that guy?
We did not work out.
This is the guy you were just talking. This is a different person, right?
Yes, this was probably, I want to say in 2023.
Lying. Making it up on the fly. You've never made love to a man with 80K. A man that made 80K never loved you. But you want a man that make 80K.
Okay. All right. So listen, the reason why I'm deep diving and having this conversation, because one of the things you said is I feel like that's fair, right? And what I'm trying to get women to understand is the numbers game when it comes to the salary, right? Y'all can have your salary. Like, so listen, I'm done trying to convince y'all of anything. Right now, all I try to do is share the data, right? So although it may seem like everyone makes that amount of money, it really isn't the truth. Not every male makes 80K. So that's all I was doing. I was just kind of going through a statistical question, but let's just move on. All right. So passport, meet you where you're at. What are your deal breakers?
I said more than 2 kids.
Now you see what's happening? Once she got caught in her lies, now she's holding her chin up. Now she's not even ladylike anymore. Falling out of posture early. It's embarrassing.
Don't believe in Christ. And I forgot what else I said.
Okay. All right. Should he look a certain way?
Be attractive to me.
Be attractive to you. Okay. We already got to the money. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay. I have on scrubs.
Okay. That's right. You work in nursing.
There you go, guys. 80K. Big, what they call those school teacher arms. 80K.
Okay. I can tell you thick with it, girl. Okay. When was
Damn, these sisters are tore up.
your last relationship?
My last official relationship was in 2019.
2019. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago. Okay. Are you waiting for your next relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that.
There we go. So that's where her problem is. She don't even know what she's looking for. She needed to say, look, I'm looking for a man that makes $80K, don't like to have sex that often because I'm not really into sex. Man, please.
I think that's good because then you would know. I think if you want a relationship, and especially if you desire marriage, only have sex in a committed relationship. You can understand if this man's willing to be committed to you or not. So I do think it was wise for you not to sleep with the guy that had your salary requirement but didn't want a relationship.
I agree.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm here. You know more than me, so I'm here to take any advice
Well,
that
that's what
you
I'm saying.
want.
This is what I think. This is what I know for sure. I have more data, right? I'm not the person I was that created the show, right? This is a 5-year. I'm different from the experience and the journey of hosting the show, and in being a journalist. You know, journalists at first we ask questions, we collect data. That's literally what we do. And in 5 years of data, I learned the biggest disconnect is that what most women feel isn't. They feel like it's normal, right? They feel like it's normal for a man to make a certain amount of money, have a certain amount of height, and then also want to be in a committed relationship with you and only you. And when I look at, I've been going through a lot of data, right? So I actually have, I've been thinking about my husband friends, right? Husband friends. And they are in, I think there's 7 in my head. They're all 6 figures. Some are actually 7 figures. Some of them are actually married men. One, they all would say that their wife is a prize. Even my millionaire friends who are married to women and they are the breadwinner, they would still say their wife is a prize and their wife is unique. But another big thing that I noticed out of all of them, they didn't all start off very successful. They weren't bums. They had work ethics, but they're with the woman that was with them before their money. And some of them are well-known names and the fame, right? So that's another key. So yeah, now they're 6, 7 figures, but the woman they're married to was with them at a time when they wasn't that, right? So she pretty much grew with him. And I know this is very taboo because a lot of women are tired of making men, and I get that too. You do get to a point in time where you ain't building no motherfucking bears, okay? So I understand the logic behind that. But I just think that the biggest disconnect is women understanding the amounts of options when you guys put certain things in a category the guy has. Like I have this guy, Jay, that was on my show who had all the 6s.
Here we go. Like I said, just lies on top of lies, guys. That's all they do. And I don't know what happened. They was just taught that way.
My favorite hobby is lying to men for no reason. Like, I don't really like to date, but every now and then I will just start talking to a man just so I can lie about shit. This man, he was talking to me and he's like, what's your favorite genre of music? What do you like to listen to? What gets you in the mood? I'm like, I only listen to high frequency meditation music when I wake up. When really at 6 a.m. in the morning, I'm listening to the Toes White Pussy Tight. I'm all these niggas tight. You can't fuck with my girl, she a rich nigga bitch. That's just my vibe, but it's important to never let them catch you slipping. Never let them know 100% of who you are. And I stand by this. Every man I've ever dated was always like, I find out new things about you every day. Duh, nigga, because I was lying the whole time. But it doesn't matter because they already like me at that point.
There you go, guys. Niggas better pay attention.
One thing I've learned in life is to lie to men. Lie to them. They can't handle the truth. A couple of years ago, I decided to tell this man I was talking to the truth. I used to be a stand-up-ish woman. I told him the situation I was in. Do you know what he did? He ghosted me. So learn.
I can't wait until the day I come on here and I no longer have to talk about the problems I have with I guess dating and just being single and just dealing with these men. I can't wait until that day comes. But until then, here we go with another, what do we call this? I guess a conversation between you and I about one of these niggas. Oh my God. Anyways, let's get into it. So I do want to preface this and say this is why I do indeed lie to men, because men cannot handle the truth and they are very, very, very sensitive creatures. Coming from somebody who's really freaking sensitive.
Well, clearly you're not sensitive. Not to that food, but no disrespect.
You're gonna have to start lying to men. No, you're gonna have to start lying to men for your safety. You have kids? Don't tell them you have kids. Don't tell them. You don't have a dad? Don't tell him. Say you have a really great father. He's always here for you. And you know what? Since you can't do it, I'm going to call my dad. My dad will do it. You don't have a father? Don't tell him. You don't have a mother? Don't tell him. You don't get along with your family? Don't tell him. You have a great career? Tell them you work part-time. A teacher's assistant, part-time. A tutorer, part-time. A cashier, part-time. An administrative assistant, part-time. Whatever you say, make sure you add part-time. Because at the end of the day, all you women that spoke truth about your life, like, oh, you're a big lawyer, you're a big CEO, entrepreneur, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, anything that sounds like money, you're anything, that is how they're going to decide if they want to help you or not. They're not going to help.
There you go. Help. They don't need you, but they want your help. And what do they do to you? They lie to you. And it's a code.
Come on. With a common denominator.
Don't watch this video because it's going to annoy you. And if I catch you in the comment section, like if I catch you in the comments arguing with me, I swear to God, what I will use your eye to see, you won't believe it. Lying to men is not a crime. It's literally self-defense. Why does the man tell you the truth? He'll tell you he's 32. Meanwhile, he's almost 40.
Sisters are born to lie to you, player. Don't feel bad about it. You understand?
You single?
Yeah. Oh, lucky I am single. Oh.
They can't help themselves. Hold on, the screen froze up a little bit.
So I'm at the gas station getting some gas. And this man, he was like, he just kept looking at me in my eyes. I'm like, baby, get on with it so I can get up out of here. So he was like, you got a boyfriend? Oh, hold on, let me see what the gas tank on. Oh, thank you for a second. Thank you for a second, baby. Anyways, so he was like, you got a boyfriend? I said, no. He said, are you married? I said, no. He said, do you have a boyfriend? I said, I looked him in his eyes. I said, I'm a lesbian. Why did I tell that man that? I don't know. Because men don't like no coochie. Men don't like no coochie in my face. So I was just like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. And he was like, oh, I think I caught him off guard. He was like, well, I would tell you congratulations. But anyways, just have a good day. Yeah, scram. That's the thing. Like, you have.
That's how they think about you guys.
Come on. With a common denominator.
Slow down. I know you think about my last video when I said I was going to leave these hoes alone. And I did. I left those hoes alone. And now I gotta get some new ones, sister. Keep adding with the men. For some reason, everybody want to ask the same question. How long have you been single? And I'm a lie every time. Well, now I'm lying for a good reason. Because I've been single since October. Before that, it was 10 years. And I just feel like they didn't need to know all of that about me. Like, why did you need to know I've been single for 10 years? You know what I mean? Me, I hear somebody been single for 10 years. I'm not going to think like, oh, nobody didn't want your ass. You can go for anything and everything. Right? I'm going to think like, oh, you know, you got a lot of strength. You got a lot of discipline. You're not going to settle. Right?
Ma'am, whoa. You see that? Sisters be lying. She said if she meets somebody that's been single for 10 years, she gonna say, yo, you got a lot of strength. You not somebody that's willing to settle. Ma'am, your pussy getting old. Can't nobody enjoy you while you age the fuck out? So now when you get a new man, he's supposed to think you some spring chicken. Till he trying to start bending your ass like a pretzel, you like,
Come on. With a common denominator.
Right? I'm gonna think like, oh, you know, you got a lot of strength, you got a lot of discipline, you're not gonna settle. Right? I don't know what they be thinking, and I just cannot expose myself. So now, really, it's been since October. They probably think I'm still stuck on my ex. So I don't need to say October. I'm gonna say about a year. About a year has always been my answer. So I'm just gonna stick to that, just in case I get caught up like Usher. But what do y'all think? When they be asking like, "Oh, how long have you been single?" Is that just a general question, or?
Oh, I done told this man I was a cleaner, and I feel like he really don't believe me for real. Like, one thing about me, y'all, I cannot tell a man what I do for work. It is something about it. A man asks me what I do for work, it just gives me the fucking ick. I'm talking to this man off this dating app or whatever, and literally every single time they be like, "Oh, what you doing?" You say, "Oh, just leaving work, whatever," or just heading home. They be like, "Oh, you just left work." That gives them like a little opportunity to be like, "Oh, what you do for work?" Bitch, I didn't even ask you what you do for work. Let you say hey to me. I'll be like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" You gonna feel some type of way. And I really feel like he don't believe me, which, you know, cool, whatever. He's like, "Oh, you should have came see me." I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, you know, I get off of work, you know, at midnight. He's like, "Oh, what does that mean, bitch? I'm not coming to see you when the sun go down. Fuck you talking about? What you think, you about to get some coochie, bitch?" So no, we can go out to, you know, we can meet up halfway, go out to eat, whatever, and you know, get to know each other more, but it never gave that. He's like, "Oh yeah, we could do that." Bitch, what the fuck you thought this was? It's like, "Oh, so you leave that job and go to the same job again?" Bitch, yes. I said, "No, what you think I am?"
there you go, guys. These people are sick. You hear me?
I'm gonna be 100 with you.
Sorry, man. They've been taught to be against you. Okay?
I had a date to go get some shoes. Like, this guy was gonna buy me some shoes at the mall. And I stood him up. Yeah, I seen him call me and text, and I didn't answer.
Playing with you niggas like clowns. I mean, I don't think any of us is immune to it. Like, if you like get in a bitch circumference, you subject to this bullshit. I'm sorry. Anytime you think shit is cool, bitches just start lying on you. You know, lying right in front of your fucking face.
Are we supposed to be lying to these dudes or what? Like, are we supposed to lie? Because I got stood up for telling the truth. Like, this dude, I was talking to this dude. We were cool, we were chilling. Like, I'm getting to know him. I'm like, all right, cool. We plan a whole day, right? Now, I go, not really ghost, but like, basically, it took me a while to answer my phone. My mom was in the emergency room. I was at the hospital with her. All that stuff. Right? I have proof of all of this.
This is some
Proceed
bullshit.
to tell this man the truth as to the fact that my mom was in the hospital, why she was in the hospital, and he ghosted me. Like, I know the reason she was in the hospital is a little crazy, but like, dead ass, it's the truth. Like, it's 100% the truth. So when I supposed to lie, like, she just said she had a heart attack or something. I don't know.
No. What you were supposed to do is say, "Look, my mom's was in the hospital. I fucked our date up, but what I'll do, now I still want to go on a date with you, but what I'll do to make everything better, I'll let you fuck me before we go on a date." Now, we still going on a date, right? And be like, "Yeah, we still do the date. So I'm going to make sure you fuck me first. And then we go on a date, chill, eat and everything. You know, because I know I had stood you up." Why is that not in order? Like, you know, what you going to do? You're going to go on a date with them, like them, and then fuck them anyway, right? So what's the big difference? Nah, make that right. Say, "Look, I'll fuck you," or whatever. You know, is it anything I could do less than a fuck, you know, hand job or anything? But I'll fuck you if you need me to. And then we could just head out and hang out. I believe any man will accept that as a makeup. Let me know if y'all niggas will accept that. I mean, who the hell wouldn't accept that?
I would never.
I keep telling your ass we ain't got collard greens on.
Hold on.
Lied to my boyfriend for like 3 years about how old I was, but it really wasn't my fault. Listen, okay, boom. To get the backstory. This is such a bad story, y'all. Okay, so I had just broken up with my boyfriend. I was manic as fuck. I quit my job, broke up with my boyfriend, drove 12 hours to go visit my mom back down in Florida because I had moved away to Tennessee for a little while, right? Came back up and I was like, nah, I'm still not satisfied. So I had texted this man who was obsessed with me at this point. Like, he was so obsessed with me, but I had a boyfriend, and so I never entertained him. I never nothing with him, right? Me and my boyfriend.
Sisters be lying. Yo, they be lying. Like, who the hell could you believe, son? Straight lying. Okay?
Come on. With a common denominator.
Was so obsessed with me, but I had a boyfriend, and so I never entertained him. I never nothing with him, right? Me and my boyfriend broke up. I had to curve him, but I didn't want to be rude. So you know, I just told him, like, I can't fuck with nobody who's a minor. I'm sorry, I'm 18. This is very important to the story, y'all. So remember this. But I remember him telling me he has a tattoo gun. So I was like, okay, text him. Do you still got that? He's like, yeah. I said, bitch, I'm on the way. Today, right now, today. So I ended up driving like an hour and a half away to this nothing ass city, bitch. I'm talking about this fucking city had 2 stoplights, a fucking McDonald's and a Walmart, and a Tractor Supply. It wasn't shit. It wasn't even motherfucking street lights when you're driving. I thought this motherfucker was sending me an address to come kill my bitch ass, okay?
But she was going. Brothers, hopefully, you know. So think about it. She's telling the truth of this story to us, but she lied to her mama and all of them of where she was going. Because all they do is lie.
I go, and he's like, actually, follow my girlfriend. We're going to go pick up my other cousin. We're going to go to my grandma's house. I'm like, whatever. So we go to his grandma's house. Bitch, this is a trap house. I'm talking, bitch, a trap house. Like, I'm going to go see if I got videos of this shit, but a trap house. Mold on the walls, fucking people, all types of shit, okay? Like, crazy as fuck. Old ass crackheads all over the place. Like, I just don't even know what's going on. This man takes me into the back room with all these other people, all these other crackheads, pulls out this motherfucking tattoo kit, gets to work. He's like, what you want? I said, I want a tattoo on my lip. Part 2.
Oh, no. Hell no. She did not just say. No. She did not just say she went into a trap house and was going to get a needle played around on her body, period. But then she said her lip. Do I believe the bitch? I don't believe it's nothing the bitch say. They sisters be lying. But if she was, even that's bad. So you get into a lose-lose when you're dealing with these people. You hear me?
My favorite hobby is lying to men for no reason. Like, I don't really like to date, but every now and then I will just start talking to a man just so I can like lie about shit. The other day, this man, he was talking to me and he's like, what's your favorite genre of music? What do you like to listen to? What gets you in the mood? I'm like, I only listen to like high frequency meditation music when I wake up. When really at 6 a.m. in the morning, I'm listening to the Toes White Pussy Tight. I'm all these niggas tight. You can't fuck with my girl. She a rich nigga bitch.
There you go, guys. There you go. There you go.
Come on.
I've been single since 2019. So like a lot of the time I spent with getting myself together. I wasn't really ready to date. I didn't want to be another hurtful person causing harm to another person. So I just took the time to work on me and get me in a better health space.
That's fair.
So I'm really
No, that's fair. And I think that's wise. If you know you're not ready to date, don't date. But I asked you if you normally date men that make 80K. You said yes.
I have. Yes, I have.
So what were they? Were they datings? Were they relationship? What was the circumstance? I'm just curious.
It was dating. It kind of like ended because they was like ready to go to the next level, and I wasn't ready. Like
Okay,
have
so
sex.
they had the income requirement, but you weren't ready to go to the next level with them.
Right. As far as like being intimate, I wasn't there.
Well, I get that, but were they pursuing a relationship, or they just want to have sex?
I want to say they were just trying to have sex.
Lying. Let's go.
Come on.
It's like being intimate. I wasn't there.
Well, I get that, but were they pursuing a relationship, or they just want to have sex?
I want to say they were just trying to have sex. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go. Okay, I got to ask clear questions when I talk. So, has there been a man yet that has pursued you that made 80K that wanted the relationship?
Yes.
Okay, and that guy, what happened with that guy?
We did not work out.
This is the guy you were just talking. This is a different person, right?
Yes, this was probably
lying.
You wonder why they call you bitch. You wonder why they call you bitch.
This is a different person, right?
Yes, this was probably, I want to say in 2023.
Okay. All right. So listen, the reason why I'm deep diving and having this conversation, because one of the things you said is I feel like that's fair, right? And what I'm trying to get women to understand is the numbers game when it comes to the salary, right? Y'all can have your salary. Like, so listen, I'm done trying to convince y'all of anything. Right now, all I try to do is share the data, right? So although it may seem like everyone makes that amount of money, it really isn't the truth. Not every male makes 80K. So that's all I was doing. I was just kind of going through a statistical question, but let's just move on. All right. So passport, meet you where you're at. What are your deal breakers?
Let's move on.
Black women who wear a weave do not hate themselves. This is the brainwashing from the patriarchy. This is the brainwashing that the patriarchy has created in today's society to oppress feminine, divine feminine, oppress woman, oppress all women, oppress the daughters of ISIS, oppress Mama ISIS, oppress Mother Earth, erase Mother Earth. Listen, I'm going to just make sure you check out my other videos about the patriarchy system. I could go days and days about the patriarchy and how women are oppressed, but we are here to talk about why Black women do not hate themselves because they're wearing weave. Listen, Black woman, you are the source. You are God. You are you. And you are in every human being that existed today. The mitochondrial Eve DNA, aka Mama Isis. Mama Isis was one of the very few women that survived.
Come on.
I'm so tired of hearing Black men ask, why do Black women wear wigs? Wrap that up, please. And I don't wear wigs. I'm natural. I've always been natural my whole life. I never wore wigs ever. That's just not my thing. However, I have friends and family that wear wigs, and they look good in it. They wear wigs because they want to, because they think they look good in it. That's just what suits them. That's what they like. We do what we like, right? And then at the end of the day, I hate when y'all ask us why we wear wigs, but as soon as we wear our natural hair, a lot of y'all be sitting here and be so dead serious and will look us in our face and say, when you getting your hair done?
You wonder why they call you bitch. You wonder why they call you bitch.
Put on the wigs anyway? Because it takes so much time to do our hair. It's another full-time job. And guess what? I'm at work right now. Another 10-hour shift for me. Another 10-hour shift. And after I get off work, guess what I have to do? I have to wash my hair. I have to deep condition it. I have to do a hot oil treatment. And I have to restyle my hair again.
There you go, guys. Okay.
You like wigs better than your natural hair? What is it? Is it because in your workforce or your career you feel like you wouldn't be taken seriously if you didn't have what deems in society that's clean cut and presentable with hair, so you cover your natural hair up to wear a wig or to be appreciated more by society? What is it? I feel like a lot of men don't understand, especially black men, they don't really have an understanding why women wear wigs who are African American. And I think it's a very broad thing and it can go very deep. I feel like, me personally, if society didn't make it seem like wearing your natural hair was a problem, I think
That Naga, I don't know how you can't help me out with this. This is right. This is right up the alley tree. They throwing us alley oops here. Justification for the bullshit.
majority of black women would wear their natural hair every single day. And I feel like most of us now, in this day and time, we pull out our natural hair a lot. We versatile with a lot of stuff. Like, we will go with our regular hair. We will eat. Women would wear their natural hair every single day. And I feel like most of us now, in this day and time, we pull out our natural hair a lot. We versatile with a lot of stuff. Like,
Sisters be lying. I'm just giving you all these different things where you could just hear the sisters lie. See, it doesn't matter if it's the bitch that's tied up with Epstein or if it's this bitch or that. They just a lie, brother. And I'm showing you this so that you can understand. Look, don't expect the truth. That's all.
go with our regular hair. We will, even if it's short, and then pop on a wig or pop on a sew or pop in some braids. Like, I feel like a lot of us are more versatile with wearing our natural hair and not hiding it or not putting like relaxers and stuff in it or manipulating it too much when it comes to like relaxers or straightening it. I know a lot of us manipulate our curl pattern a little bit or just kind of enhance our natural curl pattern with our hair, our natural hair. But I want to know what y'all think. Let me know. If you're a black woman, why do you wear wigs?
There you go, guys.
I've been holding back this opinion for a very long time. Let me know.
Now, this is how your sister's supposed to look. This is how most sisters supposed to look. No disrespect. And that's why they wear the wig. Because white women would shame the fuck out of them. And I don't want that. This is how our sister's supposed to look, brothers. Nice, clean, healthy, big butt, breeding. Just bald-headed. That's fine. Because why? Why is she bald-headed, Prince? Because in the black community, the mothers and everybody spent time on making the little girl look good. You know, doing all these tricks with her hair. So there was no curation involved. It was all about making a little girl look the way that they wanted that little girl to look. And what happened? Some of the other bitches had Indian in their family and they had better hair, and bitches, you know, it's always been a mimic thing. Just like these blonde wigs and all this shit. The Jamaicans was the only ones doing these colorful hair wigs, you know, at first. The black women were just doing black. You understand? The Jamaicans were doing all the colors. And, you know, like I said, back in them days, you know, niggas was getting more pussy or whatever, and black bitches were just the dominant force. Black women were the dominant. You want to talk about what they call that shit? Beauty standard? Black women were the beauty standard, pimp. And they were all ours. And we used to like fuck them. So if a Jamaican bitch had red hair, whatever, she, you know, she probably, you know, looked good and all this other shit. And, you know, from a natural standpoint, even when you rip that wig off and she only got like 3 braids in her fucking hair, you like, damn. But she a good person. She into her man. You know, and niggas ain't care. But we won't get away from the truth. this is how the sister is supposed to look. Yeah, some grow a little longer. My gladiators are, I got a gladiator one that's a little longer, and then I got one that's longer. But yeah, this is the natural. And this is what you call natural beauty. No eyelashes, just straight up. But the white women would laugh at them.
Know in the comments what you guys think about this, but I think that the reason that a lot of Black women wear wigs is because we don't feel like our hair is presentable in its natural 4C state, or we feel like it doesn't look as good like this as it would if it was straight or long or whatever.
Yo, it's true. I'm in the minority. I think the woman looks good, but society, true, is gonna be like, whoa, you gonna do something with that?
For the case, and I feel like that stems from way back in the day during slavery times or whatever.
No. See what I'm saying? Sisters be lying.
Come on. With a common denominator.
Whatever the case, it was literally illegal for Black women to wear their real hair. They had to cover it up with scarves or whatever. Literally illegal to wear your real hair. And then also, once it was legal for us to wear our hair, it wasn't considered professional if it was like curly like this. It had to be.
Pay attention. This is important. So let's say she was telling the truth about the illegal part. Okay? So it was illegal for them to wear their real hair, and then it wasn't professional. And what did the Black woman want to be before you guys' time? And, you know, from what you saw, they wanted to be corporate and professional. They didn't want to be with their men and build stores and grocery stores and gas stations and bullshit stores, because that wasn't enough. That's dirty, dusty. So in the separation of the community, they wanted to be professional and corporate, you know, go to college and shit.
If it was like curly like this, it had to be straightened to be considered professional. And that's why I feel like a lot of Black people permed their hair or wore weave, straight weave, to be accepted or to have a chance at succeeding.
Now, did the Black man accept you with your nappy-headed ass? Yes, he did, Prince. So why you leave him?
In life. So that's just an opinion. I feel like all that stuff really had an effect on like how we feel we should wear our hair or whatever. But yeah. And I'm not speaking for all Black women, but I feel like in my life, that's how things were. But I don't know if it's the same for everyone else.
That's how your sister's supposed to look. Just like this. Most of their hair grows about here. What's wrong with that? If she's into you, player, would you be upset? Comment. Would you be upset?
I'm seeing all the little middle school girls outside with wigs on their hair. And let me tell y'all this, that's what it started. My damage started right when I was in middle school. I was putting all this weave. I was putting perms in my hair. And yeah, my mama, she was that girl. She allowed me to be who I was. And she also...
There you go, guys. Look at the hair length. And what she said, my mama allowed me to be who I was. Sis, may I ask you a question? What did your daddy allow you to be? See that?
I was putting perms in my hair. And yeah, my mama, she was that girl. She allowed me to be who I was. And she also allowed me to express myself.
What we tell you, they're bred to be against you, be weirdos, and be this uniform of bullshit.
Come on. With a common denominator.
perms in my hair. And yeah, my mama, she was that girl. She allowed me to be who I was, and she also allowed me to express myself while doing my hair. But little did I know it was going to be the start of my hair never being the same. So this was the first side of my hair.
Oh, hell no.
You wonder why they call you bitch. You wonder why they call you bitch.
Never being the same. So this was the first side of my hair that became really damaged.
Wow. Now you guys understand why they wear that stuff? This is what our sisters would be. And they would be all hours. And that's what they don't want. They don't want to be all hours. Because we still take you long as you good to me. We'll make, put some finger waves in that shit. Or just cut it off. You're a good woman. I'll let you cut that off and I'll let you do some eyelashes. I'll let you do that.
This is the most hair I have ever seen on my follicles. And I had put glue in my hair. And when I say this was all completely bald, I don't know where any of this hair came from. It just came in one day and started growing in. Here go one side. This side isn't it.
Oh, shit. She trying to help the sisters. This is what the cult. And they, like you say, they never going to show this shit because think about it. If they all had to come outside wearing their natural self, we would be like, they're all ours. They don't like what that shit. And that's what they don't want. That's the real story.
Come on.
Bad. But let me tell y'all this. What they not telling y'all is them wigs, they too heavy for our scalp. That material that's on the inside of them wigs, that stuff is causing so much friction to the point where it's damaging our follicles. And we ain't talking about that. Also, them weaves that y'all be putting in y'all hair, them braids and stuff, yeah, they may be cute, but they're also tugging at our follicles. And what I don't understand is, why are these little middle school girls walking around with lace front wigs on? Don't y'all know that's where it all starts? They start them off young. They soaking in all these compliments and everybody telling.
Fucking the sisters up. It's a whole uniform.
Come on. With a common denominator.
Don't y'all know that's where it all starts? They start them off young. They soaking in all these compliments and everybody telling them, oh, you look good. Not only that, they getting male attention too. So they get so used to it. They
get male attention too.
They get so used to it. They get so dependent on it because they not used to people giving them compliments. When they wore their natural hair, ain't nobody tell them how beautiful they was. Now all of a sudden they got this straight long hair and everybody on them. That was me. The men started talking to me. The boys started talking to me. Got no attention when I was in elementary school.
You wonder why they call you bitch. You wonder why they call you bitch.
That was me. The men started talking to me. The boys started talking to me because I got no attention when I was in elementary school. I wasn't pretty at all. I didn't get pretty until I got to high school and I started putting wigs and weave on my hair.
Come on. With a common denominator.
Starts off at a young age. It gets to a point where they start damaging their hair. And then they got to constantly keep putting wigs on because now they're embarrassed of how their hair look.
That's all we was telling them. And we said, what? What the brothers say? Sis, if you take the wig off, I will still have you. What did she say? I don't want you to have me. I'm going to wear wigs to the day I die.
You wonder why they call you bitch. You wonder why they call you bitch.
And then they got to constantly keep putting wigs on because now they're embarrassed of how their hair look. Now their hairline is messed up, so they can't go outside without it. The damage get worse.
That's why we say you are not proud of yourself, because we know your hairline's damaged. How could you be proud? So yes, we know you are not proud of yourself.
How their hair look. Now their hairline is messed up, so they can't go outside without it. The damage get worse. And then in beauty supply stores, they just getting richer and richer. They putting chemicals in the hair. No matter how much you wash it, the chemical is still there. Because no matter if you feel like, oh, that would never be me. All it takes is for one person to get in your hair and it damage your hair forever. But this message is really for all the mamas out there. Please teach your daughters how to love themselves without the wigs and the weaves. And
Do you think that the mamas are gonna, because they don't give a fuck about the fathers, do you think the mamas are gonna be able to instill this message into the black young women?
But this message is really for all the mamas out there. Please teach your daughters how to love themselves without the wigs and the weaves in their hair. It's really for all the mamas out there. Please teach your daughters how to love themselves without the wigs and the weaves in their hair. It's really for all the mamas out there. Please teach your daughters how to love themselves without the wigs and the weaves in their hair. It's really for all the mamas out there. Please teach your daughters how to love themselves without the wigs and the weaves in their hair. So y'all can save them from a lifetime of pain. This
That's all we were saying, guys. But when we say it, it's an insult.
is a bunch of pain. Because baby, I'm 30 years old and I'm just now learning how to love myself and my hair. Seeing all the little middle school girls outside with wigs on their hair. And let me tell y'all this, that's what it started. My damage started right when
There you go, guys. That was a beautiful story.
I am frequently asked, why do you wear wigs? You have a lot of hair on your head, which I keep braided to the back most of the time. Number one, maybe I like to switch it up. Maybe I like to change how I look. Maybe I like to keep things in my marriage exciting. So
There you go, guys.
If you're not from this side and you don't know the face, you're chilling, repeat after me.
you like how it makes you look. Listen, y'all, every time I talk to a woman, it trips me out because she always says she wears weave for convenience. She can wear weave for 10 years, 5 years, 20 years. And she always said it's just for convenience. Listen, y'all.
Because sisters be lying.
That's not true. Let's talk about it. You like how it makes you look. You do not like how you look without weave. You're not going to a wedding without weave. You're not going to a party without weave. You're definitely not going to your birthday party without weave. You're not even going to pick up the mail if the mailbox is down the driveway. You're not going to do it because you like how weave make you look. You do not like how you look without weave.
There you go, guys. I just wanted to bring that message to you guys real quick. Maybe I'll squeeze something else in. My gladiator went to the vegetable stand to get some collards and all that stuff. So I was just squeezing in a little live stream. Hopefully I entertain you niggas a little bit. I got a couple more. Hopefully the bitch will go out again. I'm not sure. Bitch gonna be doing collard greens and shit like that. So I'm not sure.